Here's what really matters for athletes in team sports when you're trying to train your acceleration. The context of all these 3 points does change, so I'm going to try and be relatively specific to the moments and when they matter. So projection is a sought-out quality when it comes to acceleration development. Projection is your ability to project your hips out and increase your stride length with each stride. There is a too much, there is a not enough, and there is a just right. Too much projection in team sports means that your ability to then decelerate and change direction or move or react is going to be limited. The reactivity component to games when it comes to training and sports is that you always have to be close to the ground, you always have to be planted because you have to react to things. Straight line running and track, you don't. So with projection, if you always project too far, you're going to take far too long to then slow down and change direction. If you don't project enough, you're never going to get from A to B fast enough. So you'll see choppy technique with people who play sport with when they run because their body is always in a reactive, ready to change mode. That is okay and shouldn't be out-coached, but you should also know when to actually get out, when to separate, and when to open up. Crucially important for people who run and have bouts of sprinting more than 10 meters plus. You train your projection through resisted running, you train your projection through getting strong through the hips, through horizontal plyos, and also enough video analysis so you know what exactly you're doing when you're moving and while you're sprinting. When it comes to airtime, also too much, not enough, and just right. Too much airtime means your feet aren't going to be on the ground to then change direction, to brake, to plant, to move, which means you will be slow in the reactivity component of games. Not enough airtime though when you need to open up is going to mean that you're going to be doing things like overstriding, not being able to project properly, and not being able to run as fast as you can when you need to. General rule of thumb is when you're opening up, your air time should be equal to or a little bit higher than your ground contact time. You'll see this in video analysis where when you're taking a stride, when you're at toe-off position, you want your front leg to at least have a few inches of room between the ground and your foot. This will allow you to strike back into the ground as opposed to strike into the ground or in the front of the ground. Foot strike, you don't really want to be striking through your heels when you're trying to run forward. You don't really want to be striking too high up on the toes either. You generally want to be pushing to the widest part of your foot. Heel striking is reserved for deceleration and slowing down. So if you are a chronic heel striker, right, you're always going to be in this slowing down before speeding up run. So make sure your feet are always underneath your hips whenever you're taking a stride forward, and when you're about to slow down, the feet have to be in front of the body. When you are doing your own speed development sessions, however, you want to make sure you're focusing on enough projection and enough air time so that your feet are always landing under your center of mass through the widest part of your foot, so you can strike back into the ground while you're actually sprinting. Just sprint as fast as you can. Remember, when we're trying to sprint as fast as we can in our speed development sessions, we want to stimulate speed development, so we have to be running at 95% or above our max velocity. While you're playing and while you're training, you do not need to focus on your running technique at all. Your strength and your power in the gym through your hip and knee strength and ankle strength are going to directly correlate to how fast you are in 0 to 10 meter. The stronger and more powerful you are, the faster you're going to be over 0 to 10 meters. The faster you're going to be able to slow down, the faster you're going to be able to change direction.